not our system of justice. What you're seeing since 9/11 is the executive branch is subverting the Constitution. They want to take the power unto themselves. They're betting, they have to, betting on a compliant Congress, a complicit Congress, and a judiciary that's not going to stand up to them. So what they end up doing is they will force certain kinds of enabling act legislation through Congress to make legal. That's the ex post facto side that was once illegal. The FISA Amendments Act is certainly a case in point. The other thing to do is they will do signing statements, or they will secretly interpret the existing legislation that doesn't suit their needs in terms of the national security state. That's precisely what was done with the Patriot Act. Section 215, the secret interpretation, which many of the senators who are on the SISI know what that secret interpretation is as well. It's pretty darn clear what it is. If you're a subscriber, you have information of the business, it's not yours, you don't own it. The corporation owns it. And because the corporation owns it, guess what? They can provide it to the government for national security purposes, or the government has direct access to it. That's just one example. And the Patriot Act was passed in the fall of 2001. These are all enabling act legislation. They're designed to ensure the increasing reality of an imperial presidency. That's what it is. And yet at the same time, the emperor of that imperial presidency has no clothes. So what you're seeing under the NDAA is, what do you wrap yourself in? The gossamer thread of military force. The last thing you can compensate for as the President of the United States is to go to that commander-in-chief. I have the power, I have the authority. Who's gonna stop him? Anybody's read Catch-22, the Joseph Heller novel, that's precisely, for all the sarcasm and for all the parody in that book, in the end, it's quite frightening. Who's gonna stop us? We have the power.
Charge under the Espionage Act. I was turned into an enemy of the state. That was bad enough. At least I still had access to the court of law, to a due process. I had rights. And as much as the government didn't like that, right, they had to make their case in a court of law within the third branch of government.
A phony justification for war, the phony argument about weapons of mass destruction, I was removed. I was definitely in the way. I was very outspoken against the war, and I was subsequently arrested on the Patriot Act and locked up in prison on Carswell Air Force Base while the government rewrote the history books.